Hi there, I'm Dr. Emmanuel Mokuye, and you're welcome to another episode of Consumption to Production Niger. Today, due to popular demand, we'll be talking about Garri Processing Factory. And the required raw material is, you guessed right, cassava. Now, I don't need to remind you that Nigeria happens to be the largest producer of cassava in the world. And Garri is a staple food across Nigeria and West Africa. Let's talk about the location. The area that I would suggest due to the availability of raw materials are Delta State, Benue State, Kogi, Cross River, Ondo State, Imo State, Akwa Ibom, River State, and Oyo State. Let's talk about the project information. The factory size will be 410 square meters, and the land space required is 100 by 200. Output capacity will be 10 tons per day. Input capacity will be 3.5 tons cassava per hour. The working time will be 12 hours. Total power required is between 60 to 80 kilowatts. The voltage is 220 volts three-phase electricity. Classification: this factory is classified as a medium scale factory. The number of workers required is about 12 people. The regulators, if you're branding and putting your logo on the bag with your name and address and all that, is NAFDAC and SUN. Let's talk about the equipment required. Peeling and washing machine. Crusher. You need a hydraulic press. You need 2 Garri fryer. You need 1 sieve. You need bag sewing machine, 3 of those. You need about 4 conveyors. Now, if you look to the far right, you will see the number of operators required per machine, and you need 1 supervisor to monitor the staff and the conveyors. Let's talk about the process and equipment required. You need first to procure the raw material, which is cassava, and then you send the cassava into the wash and peel machine, and it goes through the wash and peel process. It then moves to the grind process, and you use the crusher to grind the cassava. The next process is optional. It's optional if you are not producing yellow Garri, you move to the next process. But if you are producing yellow Garri, you add palm oil. The palm oil is what gives it that yellow color. Now, if it goes to the next process, which is the hydraulic press, you have to put it in a bag and put it in a hydraulic press. Now, in this process, if it's the yellow Garri that you're producing, keeping in mind that you put palm oil in the process before this, you will leave it till the following day. If you're producing the Ijebu Garri or the white Garri, you leave it in the machine for 2 to 3 days just to ferment, and it gives it a distinct taste. From there, you send it to the siever. It sieves it, and you send it to the Garri frying. Now, in this process, you need 2 machines to be able to give you the 10 ton per day, as this machine produces 500 kilogram per hour. And then after this process, it goes to the cool down. You have to allow the Garri cool down. You can either do it manually or you can do it with a machine. There's also a machine that you can use to cool it down. Afterwards, you go into the bag sewing process. It gets bagged, sewn, palletized, and sent out to either to storage or to the customer. Now let's look at this from a 3D model. As you can see, a staff is taking the cassava that they just received from the procure process, put it in a machine, and the machine peels, washes the cassava, and then sends it to the grind. It gets grinded, and afterwards, if they have to mix it with palm oil, they do. If they don't, they go to the next process, which is the bag and press. It gets bagged, put it in this hydraulic press till the next day if it's the yellow Garri, or 2 to 3 days later if it's the Ijebu Garri. From there, as you can see, the operator close to the siever is taking the processed cassava and it's taking it into the Garri fryer. The Garri fryer is used to fry the Garri. It takes about roughly between 15 to 20 minutes to get about 200 kg. And so in an hour, you can get between 500 to 600 kilogram. And from there, it goes to the cool down. And as you can see, the operator is bagging the Garri and palletizing it. To get the required equipment, you can import them or you can build them locally. To build them locally, there are two places that I know that you can build them, Aba or Lagos. Now, I advocate for locally made equipment and I can build this equipment for you. I have a team of experienced engineers. This is what they do. This is what they know. This is how they live. If you need me to help you, send me an email on the email shown on your screen, mokunye nigeria limited at gmail.com. Again, it's mokunye nigeria limited at gmail.com. Let me know in the comment section if you would like more information. If there's anything that you would like me to add or take away. If there's any factory that you would like me to talk about, please put it on the comment section. I'm eager to hear what you have to say. But one thing I want you to remember is the word impossible. It's a fool's favorite quote. But with God, all things are possible. Start small, grow big. Until next time, I am your optimistic friend, Dr. Emmanuel Mokunye, aka Dr. Industrial. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one.